Hi everybody, hello. I'm sorry about yesterday's video. I don't really know what happened, but the end was chopped off for some reason, so I'm really sorry. I'm sure it was something I did, something I didn't do, whatever, so I will try harder today. So I've got another page ready to go in our journal, and I'll work on this page first, and then if we get time I'll do this one as well. This one is an easy peasy one. You've seen me do it a gazillion times, but it's something I love. It's a page pocket. So I've got this paper, anything that you've got, the digitals that came with the from Ginger Journals, that they would work fine. It's double-sided, it doesn't have to be, and I now can't remember how you do this. Oh yes, I remember. Yes, I remember. That's a good thing, isn't it? That would be a bit awful if I really couldn't remember. So, let me just get this clear in my head. I need it that way, and I need to fold in a bit there. Right. Okay. So, how much am I going to fold in? I'm going to fold in about 2 inches. Yeah. So I'm going to just score that there. So we've got 2 inches to fold in like that. Let's just check that that's square, which I'm not altogether convinced it is. There we go. Right. So that's this side, and then I need to fold it over where it fits on the page really, so about there. Let's do that. Score that, and then I need this to come back a little bit. See, I want it to come so I can still see this. Ooh, my brain is like mush. So I turned over 2 inches, didn't I? Yeah. So off the end of that, I want about 1.5 inches. I want this postcard to fit in there, so I don't want to take anything off to inhibit that. So I'd say 1.5 inches. Let's score this at 1.5 inches. Might be that we want to cut it, but I think we want to fold it at this moment. Hope you're all enjoying working on the gingies. I'm loving it. I'm loving the gingies. And we have a new member to the Gingy family. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect, just needs a bit of inking. Then it can go there. We can maybe have a little gingy sticking out the top, who knows. Yeah, we've got a new Gingy to the family. Do, 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 do. Look. How cute is that? Mr. F made him for me this morning. Look at him. He's like Miss P, except he's Gingy. He's Mr. Gingy. I love him. Absolutely love him. Thank you so much, Mr. F. Appreciate it immensely. Right, so I can leave that just folded in. It'll be fine. So we need to just ink everything and then see where we're at. Where. So I want to give this a nice, good inking. Using Vintage Photo. It's nice and dark. Or darker than the tea dye, should I say. It's not dark by comparison to scorched timber, for example. I'm putting plenty on. That's what I mean to say. Yeah, I learnt my lesson yesterday with wearing decent clothing into the craft room, because I ended up yesterday just absolutely covered in ink. I don't know what the heck I was playing at, but yeah. Okay, so this is going to be our pocket in here, but I think for down the front edge there, that leading edge of the pocket, I'm going to put this little bit of rickrack down there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to glue that on, because it's really awkward to hold it in place when you're sewing. So I'm just going to use a little bit of collal. Fibre tack. What's it called? Fibre tack. Fibre tack. That's ridiculous. I can't remember what it's called. You know what I mean anyway, I'm sure. It'll work because, of course, this is fabric, textile. So I'm just putting that up to the leading edge there. I'll just give that a second or two to dry before I go and stitch it. I don't want wet glue going through my sewing machine. I don't think it would like it. But that's fine, that's good. Lovely. So, we're going to put this postcard. You didn't watch me make it, but you watched me make some for the September snack. They were similar, they were decoupaged on. This one's even easier because it's just stuck on. But I want to put a tab on it so I can pull it out. But if I put that there, it's just not right, and it's encroaching on this anyway. So let's ink this up. And I'll show you what I'm going to do to attempt to get round our problem. So that's nicely inked. And I'm going to put this here, but I'm going to put it behind there, like that. So let's glue it. So I want it glued together. Like that, and then I want some glue on the outside of it, like there, and let's just have a look and see what that looks like on the right side. Looks okay. I think that's okay. I'm not sure, it might need to budge that way a bit. Let's just have a look. That's 2 inches. And that's a little more marginally. Just sent it flying. That's about it there, I'd say. So I've just got the top of it sticking out. So that's okay. And the rest, well, that's not level, is it? There we go. That's fine. Give that a good press down. Lovely. And then I'm going to back this because it's a little bit dirty, and also it'll hide the back of this and it will give us a really nice place to write. So I'm just going to take some file folder, and what I'm going to do is stick it on this way so I don't have to cut around this. If you have that, so it's just sticking out there, you've only got these 3 sides to cut. So that's the way of getting round that. So yeah, it was kind of inevitable that a full pocket page would be included in this. It generally is. I just like them. I think they're really useful in a journal. And, well, they're easy, aren't they? They're easy peasy to make once you get your head round them. So, right, I want that there. Flush along that top edge. Like that. And then just press the rest down. And I haven't sewn around this, but I certainly can. Maybe it would be more in keeping with everything if I did. I'm thinking, probably. So I'm just going to really press that bit down there because it always has a habit of not wanting to stick. Oh, got a glue situation. There we go. Right, so let's cut that out. They are so cute, these postcards, aren't they? They really are. So this is just file folder that I'm using. You can use any cream card or any colour card. Just bear in mind that we're trying to make journaling for people, so something that they can write on. There we go. I think I just haven't trimmed that enough there. There we go. Right. So I've still got a little bit of that left, so I'll put that in the remnants pile. And I want to sew around that, and I want to stitch this into place. Before I do, I think I'll just take a little bit off that. We don't need all of that. So I'll do it to there. There we go. So that's how much I've got folded over there. And I'll give you all the measurements now in case you are making a 5x7 one. So this fold here is 3 3/4. This fold here is 2. And altogether in width it measures 5. And altogether in height it measures a little over 6.5, a little, and it's going to fit quite nicely onto there. And I made it open this way because if you remember, our page is going to be stuck in, that's going to be the spine side, so this will be the opening side. So that's the way I want it to be. So I'm going to take off now, and I'm going to sew that first because that glue should be dry by now. Then I'm going to stitch around him, then I'll be back. Okay, so I've sewn round this, and I've sewn the rickrack onto there, and when I was there I've sewn round the 3 sides. I haven't sewn round this one because I want that to be a full pocket, so I can get rid of that excess. I'll keep hold of this one, you never know, you might need it for a cluster or something. Cut my ends off. Is that it? No, there's an end there. There we go. Right. I don't know where all these ends come from. I haven't cut all of those off, surely, have I? Must have done. Right, so I'm thinking, let's just try this guy in here. Yeah, he fits in there nicely. I want to put an eyelet in there as well. So let's just mark where that eyelet's going to go, back there, and do that in case we forget later. Well, you won't forget, I'll forget. And I'm setting all the eyelids. I'm setting my eyelid. I don't think so. Oh dear, that's taking body piercings a bit too far, isn't it? Oh, it's horrible to even think of. Oh dear me. Anyway, where was I? Setting this eyelet, in fact. There we go. And now I just need a bit of ribbon or twine or something. I'll probably use red gingham, I think, because I really like red gingham with the gingy. I think it looks gorgeous. So let's cut a bit off and tie it on. Come on. Of course it doesn't want to go through. There we go. Don't argue with the tweezers. Put put that away. I'm trying to be relatively organised. I mean, that's not easy for me. I'm not a tidy crafter, not by any stretch of the imagination. If I've got it and I think I'll use it, it's out on my desk. Which almost guarantees it won't get used because it never gets found on my desk. It just swallows things up, never to be seen again. So there we are, it's a double little knot in there, and just cut that down a little bit. There we go. So there's the gingy in the pockets. Perfect. But it's a bit bare, isn't it? It's going to go on there, but it is a little bit bare. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Well, we've got every sort of ginger you can think of. I've even got gingerbread houses. I've got everything. He's pretty lovely, but just a little bit too wide. I've got some in here that still need cutting out, actually, some little ones. See the same, going to have the same problem. He would just fit, but just it would be a struggle. Ah, that little lady likes to be there. She looks good there, doesn't she? No, I'm not going to try every gingerbread man I've got. Rest assured. I like him. I'm going to put him there. So you can ink round him, you can not ink round him. It's up to you. I'm just going to ink a little bit because I left quite a margin on my fussy cuts. So I'm just going to give him a little bit of ink round and about. So I can tell you today that it is cold, it's raining, it's grey, it's miserable, and there will be no walking done today. Of that I can promise you, because I'm not going out in that. There's no joy to be had. So there we are, let's stick him on there, and I think I'll stick him straight. I could stick him at an angle. Does he look more interesting at an angle? Possibly. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, it's not very nice today. I mean, it's a day to have the light on in the house. That's how dark it is. So we had curry for lunch. A chicken curry made with Mr. F's fair hand. And I can tell you it was absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. It had lots of spinach in it, which I love. And fresh coriander. Oh, it's just beautiful. Beautiful. So you're going at a bit of a jaunty angle, mate. Like that. Lovely. Whoops, got stuck down. Excuse me. There we go, that's lovely. Let's give them a press down. Great, that's lovely. Right, so have I got room for a little one just to be peeking out the top? I love it when they're just peeking out the top. Let's see what little ones I've got. I need to do some more fussy cutting, that's what I need to do. So I'm being left with all the gigantic ones. And I don't have too many spaces for the gigantic ones. Is that the same as that? No. It's cute though. That's cute. He's cute. Oh, I've hit the cuties. Surely one of those will be okay. Let's try this one. She looks quite nice there. Yep, she's going there. And I don't think I can realistically ink around her. She's a bit... If I had a smaller... Well, I do actually. I have those finger daubers. So yeah, could probably have inked around her. It's being lazy. Lazy Daisy. No, I like it when they're behind things, just peeking out. It just makes me laugh. So, that's going there. So this wants to go under there. Down a touch to there. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. She looks cute. And then we can stick our pocket down. And that's ostensibly one page done. As easy and as quick as that. If you wanted to, as with a lot of these things, you could just stick 3 sides down and make yourself an additional pocket. I don't think there's any need to. I think we, providing enough journaling. Because I know it annoys some of you that you think we're just making a decorated book and that there's no room to journal in it. Well, I'm always pretty careful about leaving room to journal because, yeah, that is what it is. There we go. So there we are. We've got our page pocket done. And it looks great. See if I can find a brayer. I think it will be through by the sink actually. Yeah, I think they are. So I'll just press it down firmly with my hands. There we are then. One page done. Quick as a flash. Right, so the next page, which is this, is going to be a pocket. Pockets on a page, not a page pocket. This is what I call a page pocket, where the pocket takes up the entire page. This is just going to have pockets on a page. And I decided that I would use red, because we haven't really used much red so far. And I've cut 2 pockets out. Excuse me. They are 5 inches by 3 inches. And I dibby-dabbied them actually in Vintage Photo because I wanted it to show up a bit. And I'm going to build them like that. So I've inked around them, but I haven't inked the bottom of that because it's going to be behind here. But before I stitch them together, I really need to stitch this one because once they're stuck down, I can't get back to this to stitch it. So I'll go and stitch that, then I'll come back to you. Right, so I have stitched along the top of there. Let's cut my thread ends off. And now we're going to stick one of these like that. So we've got a sort of stack of pockets, if you like. And I'm just going to use my little cutting board to make sure that I get this straight. So obviously you don't want it so tall that you can see through. That's not what we want. But we don't want to sort of waste space either by pushing it too far down. So I think about there is fine. So I'm just going to put my glue. I've got a really, really old sweatshirt on today. In fact, I think it might even be Mr. F's old sweatshirt. I don't know how come it made it over here with us, but it did. So I'm wearing that today because I don't want to waste or ruin, should I say, any more of my decent clothes by getting ink all over them. So you just want that to be straight, and if that's straight one side, it should surely be straight the other, you would think. Yes. So there we have it. There's our pockets. Give them a good press down. And now what I need to do is stitch around the whole thing. So I'll be back. Okay, so there we are. Just cut my thread ends off a bit. There's always one. There we are. Okay, so now I can stick this onto my page like that, but it looks a little bit plain. So what I want to do is put something here. Now I could put one of the little gingies here, but Kerry Betts has kindly donated to the channel some of her digitals. There was a whole sheet of these, and you can see I've been using them. They are fabulous. That's them shrunk down to minuscule size. That's them at half size. Then these ones at half size. These are the way that they come, like this. And then there's this, which is part of that page, I think. Oh, they're just glorious. Labels, who doesn't love labels? And these ones. And then the gingies themselves. Look at these, look at that boy. Look at him with his cookie and his candy cane. He's a happy boy. Look at this giant candy cane. Brilliant. Then we've got the more tealy version, bluey tealy colour. Then the green ones, which are fabulous as well. I love the green ones. Look at the lolly. So, there we are. Those are now on my Ko-fi shop. They are free to download. Should you wish to donate to the channel, that would be lovely, but it's absolutely not mandatory. You give if you want to give, and if you don't, that's absolutely fine. Just download them. They are free, as I say. So, I want a sticker, a label to stick there. So I thought that this one would look very nice. I like him. He's got his mug of hot chocolate. It's all decorated with cinnamon stick and holly, and it says Merry Christmas on his mug. I think that's just the job. Let's do that. So let's just ink around him. A little bit, not too heavily. And we can stick him there. I mean, he could go central. There's nothing stopping him going centrally there. Maybe he looks better central. I never think to do that. I don't know why. I automatically put things bottom left. I need to get out of that habit, really. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put him, this label, centrally on the pockets. There we go. Now just to see where centre is. About there. I think about there. Let's get the ruler out and see what we've got to think about it. 1 1/8 inches, 1 1/4 inches, so just marginally that way. That's great. Lovely. So let's just Make sure there's no glue around him. He looks smashing there, doesn't he? Looks really good. Now then, the next thing is that's going to go on the page. And I've taken 2 of Kerry's full-size labels, cut them out and mounted them onto some card. And I want these to go in here. I think they'll look... Actually, let's put that the other way so you can see the gingy. So they can go in there. But they're not going to go all the way... You know, I'd lose them. So I want them like that. So I'm going to turn that over and see where that comes to. So it comes to about here. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to glue that bit down. So as these labels can't fall any further down. So that's how I'm going to cheat at that. So let's get those exactly where we want them. Kind of there, I think. And then I'm just going to draw a line across there of where I'm going to glue. But it would be easier from the other side. So it's 1 inch. I'm taking 1 inch off the bottom. I like the way it looks with that being there. You know, there's depth here, but I don't want it. I don't want it there, so I'm going to glue it closed. And just carry on round up the other 2 edges. There we go. Oh, just stuck my finger in that. So down here as well. And down the other side. I'm leaving this open, the top one. I'm not putting glue across it because I'm going to put something in that's longer than that pocket. So let's stick this down where we want it. Just about there. There we go. Give it a good press down. Don't forget we've got 1 inch of stuff to press down there at the bottom and then up that side. So there we are, we've made our pocket. Let me just check on the other one. That's all I did. Yes, that's all I did. Right. So that's merrily seeping glue. There we go. Okay, so our 2 little labels will go in there, these 2, and I want something else to put in the top. So what I decided I'd do, I'd use some craft paper. Well, it's card. It's card. It's craft card. And let's just see, how wide is this? It's 3.5 inches wide. So if I fold that in 2, just completely, it's a piece of A4, so I'm just folding it in 2. Let's see what that gives us. It gives us 5 3/4, and I'm thinking that I can get that in there. And I don't care if it sticks out the top because I'm going to put something on it anyway. And I think that's about as far as that's going to go. If you look where the inch glue would be, that's right, it's going to go to there. But I want to make this into a little booklet. Before I do, I'm going to ink all the way around it and possibly stitch it. Craft does look... Excuse me, lost my voice. Craft does look really nice when it's stitched, especially with red. So I think I'm definitely going to stitch it. So that's that inked. Let's ink the back as well. So yeah, I'm going to make a a little notebook, just a flip up sort of notebook. So I'm going to have masses of pages in because it's got to go in that pocket, which isn't gusseted, so we haven't got masses of room. Right, that's going to go there. Before I stitch it, I want to stamp it because it's easier. Once the stitching's on, it sort of makes it thicker and then it's harder to get down with the stamp. So, did I lay the stamps out that I wanted to use? Of course I didn't, don't be silly. I think these are the ones I want to use. The gingerbread man and the gingerbread lady. And they fit perfectly, which they should, because I measured them to fit perfectly, if I'm being honest with you. So let's get these out, see which one we fancy. Well, he's lovely, but she's also very lovely. Oh, I think I'll do the man. I think I'll do the man. Pretty sure these are Globland stamps. Oh, I don't know, it might tell me on there, do you think? It might. No. Product name scrapbooking. I don't know, maybe they came off Temu. I'm not sure. So come here then, Gingy. This is your inaugural stamping. Be good. He's so darn cute. There we go. So I'm going to stamp him in black because then I know it's going to stand out. It's the first time this stamp's been stamped, so I might just stamp it out first just to make sure all is well. I love this brown paper. I think I might stick with it actually, even when Gingy's over, because when you're measuring things and you're trying to remember things in your head, you can just write them down, write the measurements down. It's just easy. Oh, got a little issue with his bow tie. Maybe that's my fault. Let's stamp him up here. Just give that bow tie a bit more pressure. Yeah, it was my fault, I guess, or new stamp, whatever. Just blame whatever you fancy. They look like they need coloured in, these, don't they? That's a good colour his bow tie in. I hadn't thought about doing that, but I think it might look quite nice. Right, so I want this pretty near the top and pretty central. So about there, in fact. Oh, he looks lovely. He looks really nice. He's even got little bits of texture, can you see, on the top of his head and down the side of his... He looks lovely. I just can't decide now whether I want to emboss him or not. I think so. Why not? This is a Gingy journal after all. No expense spared. Yeah, okay, so I'll pause you there and I'll get out all the stuff that I need. So I'm not saying this is going to work, really not, but it's got to be worth a try, hasn't it? So I'm just going to go over there with the baby powder it is, I think, that's in here. And I've got a brush somewhere to brush off any excess. And I've got my pens, and I can't for the life of me remember which ones work and which ones don't. And I'm going to use emboss and glaze because I want to see all this check on his bow tie. So let's give it a go. That's really sinking into the craft card. I don't really know if there's going to be enough left to emboss, but we'll try. I'm using a bullet tip on the distress ones. That's probably the juiciest of all the pens I've got. Right, I've got candied apple here. And I'm a bit worried that that's just sunk into there. Wow, candied apple's full. Oh no, we're all right. We're all right, guys. Yep. Let's just put that back in. Then we'll heat it up and see what happens to it. Looks cute, doesn't he? Looks nice on my paper. Well, I think that's gone. Well, it has gone, definitely. But it's lost that bright red colour because it's picking up the craft underneath. So I'll give it a minute and then I'm going to go back over that again, actually. But let's try the white. And I really need to be as quick as I possibly can here because it obviously soaks in. So let's give this a little try. I'm just going to do just one. Oh, that's stuck absolutely everywhere. Where's my brush? Let's brush that off where we don't want it. It's handy to have a little fairly stiffish brush when you're embossing because invariably you get bits in places where you don't want it. Don't want to heat set my entire pot. That's it. Yeah, it's sticking to the ink, despite the fact that I went over it with a baby powder. There we go. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to do the other two bits of rickrack there, and I'm going to go back over there, and I'll see you soon. So there we are. I gave him another coat of red. He still doesn't look bright red, but it does look nice, and I like the white piped icing around his wrists and ankles. Yeah, that's right. But I just thought this was, I've sewn around them, as you can see, and I thought that bit there was a bit bare. So I've taken another one of the labels from the Ko-fi shop, and I'm going to put that there. I think that looks nice. Oh, you could just about guarantee this, couldn't you? That's it. It works perfectly all morning. Then when I come to video, of course it doesn't. But that's great. So it's more than working well now. There's loads of glue coming out. There we are. Let's just wipe some of this off. It's just a bit excessive. And pop this down. Back there, I think it's good. Looks good to me. Looks fine. Yep, that's good. Right. So we want to make a book out of this. That's how we started with this, wasn't it? That we're going to make a little booklet, I suppose. So I have, it's got a thread in there that's going to annoy me if I don't get it out. Got a bit of it. That's it, that's what's about. Right, okay. So I've cut some coffee stained paper to a bit narrower than that. So I've got a nice border all the way around. But it should be about the same length, I think, if I was to fold that in half. Yeah, so I just need to cut a little bit off the ends because I want it shorter. I don't want it sticking out. So you just need to take it off one end, of course. There's no pattern or anything on here. So I'm taking about 1/2 inch off. And then we'll fold these in half. Like that. I think it's good. Let's just try those for size. Maybe another little bit off actually. I want to sew it on there and I want them to be inside the stitching. So yeah, I'm going to take another little bit off there. Now I've got 6 layers here, so I don't know. I don't know if this will even cut that, but let's give it a try. Yes, bit of force, worked a charm. Fabulous, that's great. So now I'm just going to take that to the sewing machine and I'm just going to stitch across the top. So then we've got this nice booklet here with quite a few pages in. So that's my next job. So there we are. Here's our little booklet with our little Gingy on. A nice label. Open it up and there you go. You've got all of that, which is quite a lot to fit into a little pocket. What I was thinking was it could do with something on the top there. So let's have a look and see what sort of braid or anything I might have. Don't really want ribbon, that might be a bit thick. I thought I had some red and white braid in here. I'll see in a minute. Well, I did have red and white braid, it just wasn't where I thought it was. So, what I'm thinking of doing is just going round there, bring it out and just tie a little bow or a knot. I think that'll be fine. So, do I want to glue that? Might be a good idea, hadn't it? Could have put it in with the stitching if I thought about this earlier, but I didn't. Oh, probably won't call all. And leave enough definitely to tie whatever it is I want to tie. Stick that down there. And I can't close this now until this glue is dry. But I can cut it off. No, that's definitely a long way off dry. But if I don't close it, I probably can't tie my knot. I need more fingers than I've got. That's not central. That's okay. That's fine there. I can live with that. Yeah. Shall I tie a bow or just leave the strings? Let's tie a bow and see what we think. We can always undo it. No, I probably like the bow actually. I like the bow and I like the strings that sort of length. So I'm just going to get some glue on my finger and just wind the end of that into the glue, just so it doesn't come unravelled. Like me, I'm unravelled. Yeah, there we go. Come down to where I want you to stick. Thank you. There we go. That's nice. That's nice. Yes, I like it. And that is going to go into this pocket here. So there we are. And we've measured it so the Gingy's head is just sticking out. Doesn't it look nice? And where are the two little things? Here they are. So that's going to go into there. That's going to go into there. And there's our 2 pages made, which is 1 page, if you know what I mean. It's going in the journal like that. So, quite successful really. I like it. I like all of the little components that we've made. This guy's cute, isn't he? So, that's it for today. Let's see what I can come up with next. I know one thing I need to show you tomorrow. I've ordered some, well, it's arrived, some of this mini pom-poms, because I already have giant pom-poms somewhere around here. Yeah, here they are. Yeah, I've got giant and I've got mini. And I thought the giant ones might look quite nice in the big journal, but in the little journal, which is here, I thought that the small ones would be better. Oh, thread, button, thread, a button, something else, broken button I think, and a safety pin. In with them. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Yeah, I thought that they would look quite nice, sort of on the edge of the pages. But I'll explain more about that tomorrow. So this is today's version of what you've just watched me make on the bigger journal. So yeah, there's the page pocket. Here's the little notebook. He hasn't got any string on the top, but I can rectify that. Just slides into there, and the 2 labels. So it's all the same. It's just different. It's just a different scale. That's all. That's the only thing different about it. And I did, not on that page I didn't. This one. Yeah, I made some little labels. No, yeah, labels I suppose. Tags is the word I'm looking for. To go into here, just stamp them onto some craft card. Christmas tree, and then the tiny little one I stamped a little Gingy onto. So they're in there. So that page is now complete, and this page is now complete, that page is complete, and this page is complete. So yeah, you know, we're making good progress here. It's like a ginger wonderland. That's what it's like. So thanks for joining me today, my ginger wonderland. Mr. Gingy and I would like to say goodbye. Say goodbye, Gingy. Goodbye. Bye, everybody. See you soon.